Key Biscayne Stories collects the history of our beautiful island. This is your host, Alejandro Cervali, and I am a certified Key Rat for many, many years and counting. With this podcast, we will share the stories of our residents and their love for this slice of paradise we call home. So stay tuned, relax, and enjoy these great Key Biscayne stories. In this week's podcast, we get to know Key Biscayne resident Nora Camejo. Nora has a family in the Key and also runs her business where she provides freelance graphic and web design services. Nora will share with us her Key Biscayne story. We will talk about her goals, how she progressed through her career, raising her kids in the Key, and how she gets involved in the community. Amongst Nora's clients and projects, the Key Biscayne Lions Club personal and business directory stands out the most. It is a hefty directory full of information and a great resource here in our village. Remember to subscribe to the podcast and sign up to our newsletter, information in the show notes. Nora, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
Fine, Alejandro, and thank you very much to having you in your podcast today.
I'm excited. It's always good to talk to local Key Biscayners and get their story to share with our neighbors. Before we talk about your freelancing and what you do, let's get to know you. Let's get to know you a little bit. So where are you from?
Originally, I am from Caracas, Venezuela, and I moved to Key Biscayne full-time 34 years ago when I married my husband, Antonio. But I have been coming to Miami for a long time for vacation. And also I went to University of Miami. Who will know that after a few years back in Caracas, after college, I will meet my husband, who also is from Venezuela, but was living in Miami. And here I am.
Awesome. And where did you study?
I graduated from the University of Miami with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a minor in Education, but have always been interested in the visual arts. I have taken specialized university design courses as well as extensive training in computer graphics and web design over the years. One has to keep abreast of new technology and advanced software and techniques.
So one of the things I'd like to ask my guests here in Key Biscayne Stories is, what is your favorite part of Key Biscayne?
My favorite part of Key Biscayne, and that is the reason that we think all of us are here, is the beach. We have a beautiful beach. And of course, also our lighthouse. Also, one of the things that I love, and I am a member of it, is the Key Biscayne Yacht Club. And now that we have that beautiful new clubhouse, that is something that we enjoy almost every weekend. And of course, the nature of Key Biscayne is what we love here.
When did you first know what you wanted to do with your life?
But in high school, I really enjoyed preparing visual presentations for my classes. In those days, no one had computers. Everything was done manually by cutting and pasting. I guess I was inspired by my father, who, although an urologist by profession, was an avid photographer, painting, and a sculptor. I love an overhead projector he had that reflected images on a wall or on a desk for tracing, and I used it for my school reports. And I always got the best grades as a result. And talking about my father, when he was going to go to college a long time ago, he wanted to study architecture. But at that time in Venezuela, the only career that they offer in the college, in the Universidad Central de Venezuela, was medicine. So he decided, okay, let's give it a try. And he was one of the best doctors in urologists in Caracas. And he was also the founder of the Centro Médico de Caracas, one of the best hospitals there. But he always, at that time, they didn't have any videos, or so he used to do sculptures of the organs to show to their patients what he was doing. So that's why I say here that he was a photographer, a painter, and a sculptor, because he uses all that to make sculptures of the different organs.
So tell me about some of the things that you're doing. So tell me about your work. What are you up to nowadays? What keeps you busy?
What keeps me busy? My graphic design. Graphic design is the art of combining visual elements such as images, illustrations, typography to create a design that communicates a message effectively to a target audience. And my studies in psychology and education really prepared me for dealing with the basic concepts of advertising and the communication of ideas. In every job, I think about my client is trying to say and how to translate that into design that is going to capture the eye of the customer. You have about 10 seconds of visual contact to capture a person's interest. If you can hold a person for more than that, you have lost the sale. So advertising and design have a lot to do with the human psychology. Is a client really just looking for an 1,800 square feet apartment or a place to call home? How you approach the subject can make all the difference. Many times, clients try to say too much in a headline, when what is really needed is to communicate one simple idea that quickly captures the interest of the customer so they continue reading. How you do that effectively is what good design is all about. So what I do is graphic design, and I do web design, and also help my clients with social media. So that is what keeps me busy all day. And the interesting thing is that I like that so much. And right now with the computer that you can do different changes and different colors and different types, you have a lot of things that you can change. So it's very, very exciting to do it, but also it takes a lot of time. So sometimes I have to, let's say, make, okay, this is it, this is the design, and give it to the client. But always after I finish a job, I am always thinking, how can I have do this better?
A lot of people don't know how long it takes to put together social media content. You have to collect the content, and making the actual graphic takes time. It's not just a matter of just putting things together.
And also it takes time to take the correct photo, because you have right now also, a variety of photos that you can choose. So you have to take the time to go between the photos that you have, between the text that you have, the typography that you have.
So one of your clients is the Lions Club, right? Because that's how we met. We met because I was reaching out to the Lions Club via the social media to see if I can interview someone there, and then boop, Nora came forth.
I work for all kind of professions. I work a lot with realtors, with financial advisors, with doctors. So I have a lot of different clients with different professions. But yes, the Lions Club is my biggest client, and also I think is the most satisfying client. I have been helping them with directory, the Key Biscayne Lions Club personal and business directory, I think for more than 15 years now. And not only it is that through them, I have to go through Key Biscayne, through the businesses, and know all of the community. But also the beautiful of that is that all that we collect from that directory goes to people, handicapped people, usually the visual and the hearing impaired. They have visual and hearing problems, also diabetes. So it's very satisfying that doing this, you are helping those people. And also when there is a natural disaster, for example, a hurricane, they help also in that part of the nation that they need those resources.
Got it.
So another thing that is very interesting about the Key Biscayne Lions Club directory is that we have been putting together stories of families that have been here on the Key like for a long time, like in the 60s, in the 70s. And they tell us when they came and the difference that is Key Biscayne before and Key Biscayne now. Also, the Key Biscayne Historical Society puts together a supplement in the directory and tells us about different organizations. For example, this year, 2021, it was the Key Biscayne Yacht Club, the story of the Key Biscayne Yacht Club. Last year, 2020, was the story of the Beach Club. So each year is something different. And it's important to mention that next year, that is 2022, the Key Biscayne Lions Club directory will be celebrating 60 years that have been published.
What's your favorite part about what you're doing?
Every job that I have is a challenge. Every job is different. So every time I have to find or look to something that that client will like. So, and also one of the best things is that you are also always learning new things, because the technology always is different, is always advancing. So you have to keep with that technology. And that is a challenge, that you are learning every time, you are learning new things. And that is good.
Going back to your life in Key Biscayne, tell us about your family.
Okay, so I am married to Antonio Camejo, that he is the CEO and partner of Portfolio Resources Group, that they specialize in financial services. So we have two children, Tatiana and Diego. They were born here on Key Biscayne and raised here also on the Key. So they are Key rats. They both went first to the Montessori, and then they went to St. Agnes. And for high school, they went to Ramson Everglades.
Nice.
So Tatiana just finished a master in biochemistry and molecular nutrition, and now she's going to do a PhD in neuroscience at UM with the Miami project. And Diego went to Boston University. So he's a photographer, filmmaker, and also works in digital marketing and e-commerce.
Awesome. You, before we were recording, you mentioned that you were part of some organizations in the Key, right?
Yes. Also, I have been a member of the Key Biscayne Chamber of Commerce, I think almost for 30 years when I came here to Key Biscayne. And I have served as a board member, first for 4 years, 2013 and 2016. I was chair of the marketing committee at that time, where I introduced Taste Paradise Key Biscayne, that it was a culinary trip around the world with prix-fixed menus.
Nice.
And now I am still in the board until 2018 to 2021.
Awesome.
So one of the things that I love about being part of the Chamber of Commerce is all the events and networks that they have. So in that way, also you begin involved in the community and also begin uh, knowing all your neighbors.
So we've hit on your business. We've talked about your involvement in the community and the organizations you're part of. So what do you do on your spare time? What are your hobbies?
But in my spare time, I love to cycle. I love, of course, to go to the beach. And one of the things that we try to do often is also sailing with my husband and my kids. And of course, seeing a movie, reading a book, those are also things that I do in my time.
I have to ask you about sailing. I did 2 summers at the yacht club for the sailing. We're not members of the yacht club yet, but I remember when I was a kid. So I did 2 summers of the sailing club there. It was a lot of fun. But where do you guys depart from when you guys go sailing?
But usually when we are here in Miami, we go to Sands Key or Elio Key.
Yeah,
And
nice.
we love to sail and then spend the night there. But also we have been going to the Bahamas, to the Exumas. And we spend there like 3 weeks. Because when you go to the sailing, it's beautiful, but sailing also takes a lot of time.
Mm.
So when you go to the Bahamas, to the first, for example, island that you go, that is Bimini, it will take you like 7 hours.
That's like a whole day trip. I mean, you go to the Bimini 7 hours. You go there to stay for the weekend or something.
Yes, you have to go and stay there, exactly. And then that is your first stop, and then you go to another island, and then you stay there the night, and then to another island. So we only sail during the day. We don't go and do sail during the night.
That makes sense.
So if you went to that summer camp, that's why we got it. Well, my husband was a sailor from before when he was young. For me, it was something new. But one of the things that motivated us was also our kids that went to the summer camp in the yacht club. Maybe you were with them in the same summer camp, and they love it.
So I know that we're running out of time. What is your favorite event in Key Biscayne?
My favorite event is the one that is coming soon. That is the 4th of July. And I think it's a beautiful event because also is the whole community coming together, older people and the younger people. And I have been participating in different ways in the 4th of July. When my kids were younger, we used to be in different floats. Right now, no, we participate in going to the parade and seeing it. We really enjoy it. And it's beautiful also at the end of the day, the fireworks, even though this 4th of July, we are not going to have it.
Yeah.
And also, I think that this 4th of July, we are not going to be here because we are going to the sailing to the Bahamas.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's a great way to spend the 4th of July.
That we will see also, in there we will see fireworks in the Bahamas.
Awesome.
But I love the 4th of July, really. And also the meaning that is that we are celebrating our independence. And that is very important. And for us, or for exactly particularly us that are from Venezuela, that is something that we have to be very blessed that we are here and we have that freedom.
Amen to that. Well, Nora, thank you so much for joining us to share your story here with us in Key Biscayne Story. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.